It was about 11 a.m. I was on a long bus journey coming back from Camden. I had stayed at my boyfriend's house, and he had just broken up with me. I was hysterically crying and on the phone to my friend, explaining in detail what had happened. I was sitting on the top deck, leaning against the window. It was steamed up. I was hot, flustered, and crying. I became aware of a sensation of heat. I thought maybe it was my phone, and that it had overheated as I'd been on it for so long, and realised this man had sat down next to me and put his hand between my legs. I was so upset and hadn't registered it as I was just so consumed by my sadness. I looked at him and looked at his hand, and then I said, "What are you doing?" He very calmly just moved his hand and stood up, and he just walked off the bus like he hadn't done anything. I just carried on crying. It didn't really register. When I think about it, it's such a breach. Seeing someone vulnerable and seizing the opportunity to invade their personal space. I didn't do anything about it or even really talk about it.
My friends and I were on the tube coming back from drinks in East London. The carriage was crowded. It was Saturday night and lots of people were out and about. We were standing up as all the seats were taken, talking about our plans for the following week. I became aware of two men standing next to me. I began to feel a hand brush against my buttocks. I immediately felt uncomfortable, but thought it was likely an accident and caused by us being in close proximity with one another. I felt the man's hand continue to touch me. I turned around a few times and he just stared blankly at me. I felt so awkward, so uncomfortable. I said to my friends, "The man behind me keeps touching me." As we approached the man's stop, he slid his hand over the back of my body and then groped me, before laughing with his friends and getting off the tube. I felt so self-conscious, so uncomfortable.
My friend and I were on the night bus home. The bus was really busy, but we managed to get seats. We were just chatting about our night and our plans for the rest of the weekend. An older man approached us. He seemed drunk. He started leering at us and being very sexually suggestive. He was talking about how strong he was and how he could overpower us. My friend and I were both very young. We felt so intimidated. Everyone else on the bus just looked the other way and pretended it wasn't happening.